What really sets our software apart from the others is the ability to launch engaging campaigns. I'm going to go through the different types of campaigns you can create, and then we're going to actually go through and create one. You'll notice that there's a number of templates here. The time of this video, there's over 70 different campaigns. We already have templates set up, so it's very easy to launch new campaigns. And we have a filter that makes it easy to find the campaign template that would be right for your company. But I'm going to scroll back to the top and go over each of the types of campaigns. By far, our most popular is called the viral sweepstakes. And the way that one works is it allows people to enter their information, to enter a chance to win a prize. And once they enter, it prompts them to take a number of actions, like go to your Facebook account and comment on a post, or go to your Instagram and share one of your Instagram posts. Those types of actions that help increase your follower base. And you can reward them with bonus entries when they do that. Another type is called a viral competition, and it is very similar to the viral sweepstakes, but it is more of like a king of the mountain kind of a campaign where there's a leaderboard that shows how high up they are, and they need to earn additional points. The person that earns the most points wins, and they earn points in the same way as earning bonus entries in the sweepstakes by taking actions like, watching YouTube videos on your YouTube channel, things like that help them earn points. Another option is our photo contests. The photo contests allow people to submit their own photo. They can submit up to 2 photos, and the public can vote on those. So when they go to the gallery to see all of the entries, they have an opportunity to vote for one or more, and the person with the most votes wins. Video galleries and video contests work similarly. People can upload their own videos, they can record them, and once they submit those videos, the public can vote on those. This is also a very popular option because now you're generating really great video content that you can use on your social feeds, and the voting brings in a ton of referred visits because people who entered are prompted to go and share with their social network followings and generate votes from their friends and family. So that's just more people that are being introduced to your brand. Galleries are fantastic. We have a photo and a video gallery. Those are just great branded ways to get your name out there and get user-generated content, get your audience engaged. What they can do is actually submit their own photo if it's a photo gallery, or their own video if it's a video gallery, to your gallery, and people can like them. There's a heart for favoriting the photos they like. So it's like having your own little Pinterest hosted by our servers. So feel free to create any number of those galleries that you want. You can add them to your Facebook page. You can add them to your blog or your website, and we'll be going through all of the different ways of adding those to your various sites that you manage. You can also create a video or text testimonial campaign, and that allows people to submit testimonials either in text format or video format, and we will display those testimonials in a gallery on your website. It's a great way to help your conversion rate optimization campaigns, so people see that social proof directly and they want to get involved and purchase your product. The final type that we have is called a sign-up campaign. It's just a very simple landing page builder where you can build landing pages where people can sign up for things like your email list, or sign up for an event that's coming up in the future. The only thing that's different about ours that most landing pages don't offer is on the thank you page, we offer some pretty robust sharing opportunities because of our direct API that we have linked in with all the social networks. So they can share their whatever information you want, whether it's a link to your website, a link to invite other people to sign up for your event, whatever it is. You can customize that sharing utility directly within our software. So those are all of the different types. The best way to find a template is to use our filter. The default is all. But let's say you wanted to create a viral sweepstakes. What you could do is just select viral, and what it just did is limited all of the templates to only ones that have the viral element, meaning it's a viral sweepstakes or a viral contest or competition. So I'm going to create a viral sweepstakes. So I'm going to choose both of these filters, and that's going to limit it even further. So let's just grab one of these. We're going to use this first one to create ours. But note that all of these have the same functionality. So what I could do, just to give you an example, let's say I don't like the look or appearance of any of these. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to grab the look and feel of the one you want. So let's say I really prefer the look and feel of a template that isn't a viral sweepstakes. What I could do is import that look and feel later in the process, and I'll show you how to do that later. But like this is, for example, this is a photo contest template. So if I really like the look of this, what I can do is create my viral sweepstakes now, so it's got all the mechanics that I want, and then I can import the look and feel from that particular template. So again, I'm going to go back and create this first one. I can preview it here, I can use the template, or I can check the setup instructions. We're not going to need this now because I know how to do this, but you might want to create these or pull up the setup instructions for yourself and have this available. So step by step, it'll tell you how to modify the template for your needs. I'm going to use this template. And what our software is going to do is create a copy of this campaign. Everything's already going to be done for you. I'm going to walk through right now the different things that I would customize if I were you. So just to show you around a bit, we're dropped into the settings step. There's also a campaign type which you should not go into, but I want to show you it's there just in case you have an emergency need to change the type of sweepstakes. The template already dropped you into the correct type. It's a viral sweepstakes, but just note that if you really need to change the mechanics, you can actually change an existing campaign over to a completely different type of campaign without destroying the campaign and starting new. So use this sparingly. The best thing to do is to create the right mechanics right from the start, which is why we created a viral sweepstakes. And again, the engagement campaigns, you could switch it to a photo contest or any other type of campaign that you'd like. So we're going to keep this as a viral sweepstakes and start updating our settings. So first thing you want to do is change the campaign name to something that's appropriate. So we're going to call this a test sweeps 6 or number 5. One thing I recommend doing if it's a contest or a sweepstakes, you want to create rules. So download our sample rules template, and once you update that with your brand information, then what you'll do then is copy and paste that here. And once you paste all of your rules text, you're ready to move on. We have default submission forms, but you might want to generate some more information from the people signing up than we asked for in our default one. So what I'm going to do is click Edit, and this is our form editor. You can create a bunch of custom fields, and you can see them listed on the left in our test account here, but let's say you want to ask people something like, when do you intend to buy? I can create radio buttons here, and let's generate this question. So change the name of it here. When are you hoping to purchase your next car? So what I'm going to do is, let's see, create a couple of options here. The first one, instead of option 1, let's choose, let's see, within 1 month. And I'm going to change the value of it. What the value is, this is the data that's stored in the database, whereas the label is what is revealed to the customer in the form. So if your customer says within 1 month, I'm going to say 1 MO as the value in our database. Within 6 months, is going to be my second option. And 6MO is the value. And let's add an option and say not planning to buy as option 3. Now I'm going to call this no. Okay, so once this is done and I like the way it looks after checking the preview, okay, I just noticed that I added it before the last name field. So what I'm going to do is exit that preview and I'm going to drag this down. So let's drag this below. I'm going to put it below the last name but above the email opt-in. And let's see how that looks. Perfect. And it's okay to send me email updates, submit. I like it. Once this is done, I'm going to close this. Let's save it. Okay, we got to name it. So this is a custom one. We're going to call this when are you buying? Because that's the custom field we just added. So now it'll be available as a custom form for all of the future campaigns that I create. It's going to automatically select that so we can move on. If you're running a double opt-in, if you're in Europe or a country that requires it, go ahead and trigger on your double opt-in. Another thing we can do instead of using a submission form is we can opt for a Facebook sign up. The advantage is this makes it really easy for people to sign up. The disadvantage is there's only a couple pieces of information you can get. So if you select also ask for their name, what you're able to do is if they don't want to use Facebook sign up, it'll say, use Facebook to sign up or give us your email and your name. So you're only getting a couple pieces of information here. If they do use the Facebook sign up, you will get their name and their profile photo. That's the really nice thing about Facebook sign up. So if you're using a leaderboard in your campaign, then Facebook sign up is a really great option. So I'm going to put it back on submission form because it's important to us that we get our salespeople that information about when they intend to buy. List integrations, if you don't have any set up yet, list integrations can be found up here in the top right. Go to integrations. That's where you would connect your account to any number. I mean, we have MailChimp integrations. There's integrations with virtually every provider. And if it's not there, we have webhooks. We have HTML form integrations as a universal integration and Zapier. So once you've already integrated your list to your third-party email service provider or CRM, then just select it from the list. So let's choose our MailChimp account. And from here, we would choose a list, for a demo client, and then move on to email notifications. So we have default email notifications set up already, but if you want to edit those and maybe add some branding, feel free to do that. So this is a custom one that we created. Notice that with our email builder, it's fairly simple. It's what you're used to seeing with an HTML designer. So you can actually drop in personalization fields. So right now this says first, and what we can do is say, thank you. Let's add their first name here again. Go to insert personalization and select whatever field it is that you want to add, and it will add the parameter for you. So now it'll personalize it and make it look a little nicer. We can also add personalized fields to our subject line. So let's add that here to the subject, and once it looks good, you can send a test to yourself, preview it, or save it. Now that we have our form and our email notifications set up, we can move on to our sweepstakes options. So there's a couple different frequency options you have here. You can have just one big sweepstakes where there's one big winner at the end, or you can make this a weekly. And I recommend doing the weekly route. You can have it be a monthly where winners are selected every month, and you would just select once per month, or you can make it weekly. The nice thing about the weekly is you'll get continued engagement. Yes, you're having to give out an award every week, but maybe what you do is a really big award at the end of the campaign, but every week leading up to the end, you have a smaller prize, like a free trial or something like that. The options here are to have that initial entry carry into the future, or you can have all of their bonus entries and things reset. So just read this over carefully and decide what you want to do. You can choose a future start time, and it will give people a timer countdown when they go to it until this time starts, or you can start immediately. And then you can have the sweepstakes end after whatever number of winner selection periods you want. If you want it to run for 8 weeks and it's set up to run with winners selected once per week, then choose 8 here. And after the 8th weekly selection, it will automatically end and will even handle what happens at the very end. So once it expires, you can choose to redirect visitors to your campaign, to your website, or to your next campaign, or even just display a message, and it will run a red bar across the top saying, sorry, this has ended. So the next thing you'll want to make sure to check out is all of the bonus entries. So down below, you can further customize by selecting leaderboard. We're going to choose leaderboard because those are pretty engaging and fun for the entrant, and I'll show you what those look like. You can rain confetti after they earn entries, and you can even show a prize list. I recommend doing this. So for this one, we're going to say the grand prize is borrow our Ferrari for the summer. And you can put in a description here. Let's see, longest test drive ever. And finally, you can upload an image. So the image we're going to go to images and just grab a quick Ferrari logo. And I'll show you what that prize list looks like later. So if I wanted to offer multiple prizes, I would just select 2 here, and then it will allow me to customize it for 2. All right, so the default settings is to show the leaderboard by default. You can also show the prize list by default. So this is the fun part. So here we can start out with adding only one option for earning additional entries, and we can add more each week, or you can start off with adding a bunch of bonus entry opportunities. After they enter the sweepstakes, they're going to be presented with the opportunity to earn more entries by taking these steps. By default, we have referred friend joins the sweepstakes. I recommend at least 20, maybe even 50 entries for every person that they share with who also joins the sweepstakes. This has a viral effect and allows you to get, maybe 2 or 3 additional entries for every entry that you earn by going out there and running a Facebook ad or sending them from your email list, because they're actually sharing with all of their friends, asking them to come and join the sweepstakes too. And you'll want to go through each one of these and just make sure, like if it's an action that's going to earn you business, have them do it. Like visits a page. This makes a lot of sense, right? If you have a website, why not give them some bonus entries for checking it out? So now you're driving direct traffic to Ferrari.com. And for the button text, we're going to say visit now. And you can even change this icon to anything you want. And you can allow them to do this once every campaign, once every hour. So what I'm going to do is, like, let's say I really want to generate a lot of visits. I'm going to have this set up for every hour. Let's jump into design next. So the design editor, this is the most complicated part of creating a campaign, because there are so many options. So this is where your design instincts come into play. It's a fairly simple designer to use, but you just need to customize it based on our HTML editor. So the first thing that everybody will want to do is change their logo. So the best way to do that is, you can click to the right of it, and I'm going to go back here and just backspace right over it. And then I'm going to upload an image. So you see down below, this is your HTML editor. So I'm going to upload an image. Let's grab that Ferrari logo again. And this is where you can create a hyperlink if you want this to go to Ferrari's website. Now you're once again driving traffic to your website. Come up with a description for SEO, and then click OK. So now we've got Ferrari's logo up here, and the rest of this looks fine. If you want to change anything, just click in it and start typing. It's very simple. So this shows us what the home screen looks like, and this shows us what the thank you screen looks like. We're going to have a very detailed design editor tutorial later in this training, but for now I just want to get this created for you so you can see how it works. So this is what the thank you screen looks like. You'll notice we have a leaderboard, we've got a prize list, and this looks fine. On the left side, here's all the information you have to make any changes. The only thing that you really would want to for sure go in and change is in advanced settings. Well, I mean, certainly if you're in another country, you'll want to change the language. And the nice thing is we have over 100 languages here that you can automatically translate every piece of text in your campaign automatically for you. That's very important. Also in the advanced settings, things that I recommend you change, just make sure all the SEO is looking good. Put your brand name. So we can say join our Ferrari test drive giveaway or whatever it's going to be. Next thing you want to do is upload an image. This is the image that will get shared as people share your sweepstakes. So this one, we put a default one in there, but you might want to upload one that includes your logo at the top. So you'd want to go take a new screenshot of your campaign. And if you have a favicon for your website, go ahead and upload the 48 by 48 pixel favicon so you have that customized as well. Also, if you're using Facebook retargeting tags or something like that, go ahead and paste them in here. Just know that if you put it in this area, it's going to fire on every single screen. Whereas if you put it on the thank you screen only, it's only going to fire if they successfully submit to the sweepstakes. And our editor handles most design desires that you have. But if you have a team of designers with some advanced CSS skills, we allow you to customize the look and feel using CSS right here. So now I'm going to jump into the save and deploy. Just click here on number 4. So we're finished. It's created the campaign. And now what it's done for us is generated a microsite. So this is a hosted, I'm going to copy this to the clipboard. It's generated a hosted campaign. So now it's got our logo up here at the top behind the starburst. And as they scroll down, you can see it's got a countdown timer automatically that says we've got 6 days, 23 hours until the next week. The award is given to the next weekly person. It shows our prizes. We'd want to update this in the design editor if we're giving away something different than that. But notice it's asking us when do we intend on purchasing. I'm going to say within 6 months, and I'm going to join. So there's our confetti. It's already added me now, so I'm number 1 on the leaderboard, and it's going to give me opportunities to earn additional entries. So I can either share my custom unique tracked link, or I can earn bonus entries down here. So remember we created the visit our website bonus entry challenge. So what I can do now is visit this, go to the Ferrari website, and go back. So now you'll see it allowed me to earn 20 entries. So I've got 21 entries, and I have 21 entries here. And what it's saying here is you've earned 20 so far, but you can earn again in 60 minutes. And it will actually count down and allow me to earn 20 entries more after an hour passes by. So now what I've done is I'm re-engaging these people. I have an excuse to go out and email them again and tell them, hey, come back and earn more entries. So what'll happen is this will reset and unlock, and now this will be able to be used again after 60 minutes for this one given entrant. You'll notice we have a prize list as well. So now the Ferrari website appears, and we've got information over here. We would definitely want to fix the aspect ratio on the logo, because if you recall, we had a really tall and narrow one. So you'll want to just take a look. Go ahead and enter your own contest. Make sure it looks good. And obviously 01 would say 02 for the next one, and then 03. And once it looks good, you're ready to go and start generating some leads. Before I let you go, I want to show you the other options. You can actually add this campaign in a number of different ways. So if you have let's say you have a restaurant or a shop, go ahead and generate a QR code. Just check here, and we create an image for you. It's actually a very high-res image. Right click and save this image locally, and you can print this on a flyer for your window, a flyer at the checkout. If you're a retail, if you're a restaurant, you can actually put a little, A-frame on each table next to the menus where people are encouraged to scan with their cell phone. And because all of our campaigns are mobile optimized, they'll be able to enter this on their phone while they're eating. You can shorten this link if you want something nice and short to share. But this is the really powerful part. We generate all the code that you need to just paste this into your website and create widgets. So you can add this to your website using an iframe. And what an iframe is it allows you to enter the entire campaign in a window directly in the middle of your website or wherever you want to add it on your blog or website. They'll be able to enter and share right there without leaving your Shopify site, your store, or your main website, blog, anywhere without having to leave it. So that's a very powerful widget. Sticky tab, what this does is it will add a little tab on the right side, and you can have it say whatever you want, like sweepstakes, and you can even make that open up and then close automatically just to encourage people and entice them in to do that. All of the widget settings for things like automatic opening and closing, those are all handled in the design editor, and we're going to go over the design editor training in a little while. Pop-up, what this allows you to do is you can set it so if people try to leave your website, it will pop up and ask them to sign up for your sweepstakes. Or you can have it just pop up after 10 seconds, 20 seconds, totally up to you. And again, that's controlled in the edit widget section of the design editor. Now for the button, you will need, within the design step, you'll need to go to edit widgets and upload a button image. But then you'll be able to copy this and paste it anywhere on your blog, anywhere on your website. And when people click that button, it's going to generate a pop-up where they can enter your campaign. And finally, right here from within the software, you can add a tab to your fan page. Your Facebook page needs to have at least 2,000 followers. That's Facebook's rule, not ours. And if you have at least 2,000 followers, you can just check a box and add the campaign directly from here. You can even create a fan gate. So you can click here to upload an image and add your fan gate. And what will happen is when they go to your Facebook tab, it will prompt them to like the page before they proceed and enter the sweepstakes. So that's how you create a campaign. It's very similar for all of the other campaign types. If you have any questions, of course, you can always reach out to us. Just click on help and proceed from there. Let's go over how to manage your campaigns. So over on the right side next to your campaign, you've got a number of options. There's a console, which I'll go into in a minute when I show you how to reward sweepstakes winners. You can also export a user list. This gives you all of their name, contact information. Everything in the database will be exported. You can preview the campaign, get the code. This just takes you to that final step of the campaign where you can grab that microsite URL and the widget code. You can make edits to your campaign, delete it, clear the entries. The main use for this is, let's say you want to really test it well before you launch it. What you can do is just launch it and then test it and then clear your entries. So when you clear them, it's going to wipe everything out fresh, so you can just go ahead and start with that existing launched campaign and know that everything works exactly as it should. You can copy your campaign, which is a good idea. Just if something goes wrong, you'll have a copy of it. Like if you mess up the design or something, you'll always have that separate copy. You can always pause the campaign as well. And this is interesting because you've got a couple choices. When you pause a campaign, you can have the microsite URL display a blank page with a message. This isn't really necessary usually, but if for some reason you need to pause it in the middle, you could use this HTML editor to say something clever like, we've taken the week off, we're not monitoring this campaign, we will resume on a certain date. You can also redirect visitors to a specific URL. So this is something that could come in handy as well. What I'm going to do for you right now, though, is let's jump into the console, and I'm going to show you what I do when I reward a campaign sweepstakes. So for a sweepstakes, the first thing you want to do, and it's time to award a winner, is follow these 3 steps. And number 1 is go ahead and declare the winners. Select the finalists. clicking this green link, what this will do is it will randomly select each person as a winner, quote unquote. So the ranking that you see here is a winner rank. The reason we don't just pick one person and say, okay, go give them a prize, there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, you might have 4 prizes that you're giving away and you want to choose the top 4. Second reason is this person might be a cheater. So all we're doing initially is just giving you a ranking where, with all those things being clear, this person won. So after you click this green one, you're going to want to go through and make sure this is truly the winner. Yes, he has the most entries. That's not always the case. So what we're going to do is, let's say this person had only 20 entries and this person had 30 over here. And they are the only 2 people in the campaign. So what we're going to do is we're going to count 30 entries for the one person and only 20 for the other. So that person would have, roughly a 20% more chance of winning, something like that. So it does help to have more entries. It increases your chances of winning, but it's still a random selection that's just slightly biased in favor of the person with more entries. So what I'm going to do for this person that was selected as number 1 is I'm going to start scrolling to the right and just kind of glance over at which extra points they got. Because for some of them, it's going to give you a link below. For example, on the Visit Us on Facebook, we will ask them, what is the username of your account on Facebook? That way we can go and validate it. We can make sure a user of that name went to our Facebook account. This is a bad example. We might say, we would do that for like a comment, because that's something that's verifiable. And we would go and make sure there's a comment from a person with that username. So once we look at those, the next thing I would do is I would go over to Actions and check View Entry Detail. This is going to show us all of the counted additional entries that this person earned. And it gives us a chance to see, where was the browser of, if it was a person referred, what is the browser location? Does anything look fishy? Is the cookie ID the same as the person? What you see here in blue, this is the cookie ID of the person who originally entered. So as you could see, it's the same cookie ID or very similar cookie ID, same IP address, but slightly different cookie ID. That would tell me that the person used a different computer, a different device to go and take this action. I would delete this one because that is just too close. Same IP, slightly different cookie. It means they probably just went over to another computer on the same network, same IP network, and referred themselves. Because this was a referral, what I would do is move this to not counted. And if everything else looked good, then I would have to make a determination. Okay, now they have only 21 entries. What you might want to do, if this put them way below everyone else, you can reselect finalists. Or you can say, you know what, that person cheated. I'm just going to move on to the next one. And just keep moving on to people until you find a winner that looks legitimate. Personally, that's what I would prefer to do. If I found that they cheated at all, I wouldn't even give them a chance. But if you want to, you can remove the entries they had and then click this reselect finalists. And when you do that, it'll just reset the process and randomly pick somebody new, but with their lower entry count. So the bias that they have towards winning will be reduced, and they will have a less chance of being picked the next time around. Once you've found the person that you want to declare the winner, you can declare the winner. Just keep in mind, all this is going to do is give you an internal note that this is the person you flagged as the winner to keep track for the future. You are going to have to copy this and go send this person an email saying that they've won. Our system will not automatically notify everybody because we know that you probably want to customize it, maybe even include a discount code if that's what they won, that type of thing. So that's it. That is how you go and select your winners. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to us and help. Thank you so much.